Hello friends and fellow gamers, I am back from a weekend away at my parents. Had a really nice time, we had some barbecue, it was good, a nice celebration of my dad's 60th. But now I return, it seems that Angel Legion have released a new hero this weekend. So we're going to go ahead and check that out. My word, does she look interesting. If you guys don't know what Angel Legion is, it's a free-to-play mobile game that you can get for Google and Apple devices. So you can go ahead to the Google Play Store, you can go to the App Store, and it's also available on Steam for those of you that play on PC. So why not download it for free, give it a play, and see if it's the kind of game you'll enjoy. You can find a link down below in the description to download it for Google devices, and also there's a link down below where you can go ahead and enter your account information, along with some codes you can find there too, to get you some free rewards as you begin your Angel Legion journey. Anyway, folks, let's go check out this brand new hero because she is really interesting and is used on sniper teams, which are traditionally one of the least powerful teams. So I'm curious if her new abilities will add to the team and make it a little more viable. Let's go have a look. So first of all, she's called Timejumper, and Euphorus or Euphorus, I'm not quite sure how to say her name. Either way, Timejumper is a cool concept, and first of all, let's just check out this aesthetic. I'm loving the sci-fi armor and this kind of laser rifle piece that's going on. I think it looks really, really cool, and yeah, I'm really interested to take a look at her skills. So first of all, we have an attack that hits the backline. Keyword there is back, so this is going to hit backline enemies, which is good. Honestly, hitting people on the backline is not something that is very common amongst heroes, but sniper heroes do typically do this, and as well, so will Sniper Maya, so you can actually get some annoying plays here, because backline is normally where people put their weaker heroes, so yeah, you might find that this is actually quite clutch. In addition, she has an incredible active skill, which has a chance to hit everybody, so that's kind of only rivaled by really heroes like Valkyrie. And it deals a decent amount of damage. It's 120% physical damage to all enemies, and then has a 10% chance to stun. Now, 10% doesn't sound very high, but once you've upgraded her to level 130, you get the skill to level 5, and that stun chance becomes 30%. Now, some of you might think back to other heroes that have a 100% stun chance. If we scroll up, I can give you a few examples. So that would be Time Guardian, for example. Time Guardian has a pretty good stun chance, but she only hits the front line, and if you go ahead and look at her skills, her active skill has a 40% chance to stun, and that's all frontline opponents. And then you can improve the skill as well to improve your stun chance to 20%. So at that point, you're talking 60% chance to stun, and if she crits, it's 100%. So there are better heroes when it comes to stun, but Time Guardian only hits the front line. So if you want to try and stun an entire lineup of 6 opponents, then instantly Timejumper becomes viable, but with a much lower stun chance. So it's either 60% chance to hit the front line with Time Guardian, with a chance to make that 100 if you crit, or in the case of Timejumper, it is just a flat 30%, but hits everybody. I'll allow you to go ahead and do the maths on which one you think is more viable, but in game modes where you can go ahead and attack multiple times and there's 6 opponents, Timejumper is definitely going to have a use there. The only issue being, obviously, to get that higher stun chance, and even the fact that you want to stun at all, that is only doable if you make this a skill that's a combo skill with Sniper Maya. Other than that, it's just an attack that hits everybody. So first of all, we can say that Timejumper is only going to be viable on Sniper Maya teams. Now, as well, you'll see that she has other abilities. So she increases her crit damage, which is pretty darn good. So you want to try and crit with her. I'm curious as to see where this shows up, and there it is. It's Crasher. When the combo hits, so her combo skill is going to hit a stunned opponent, her critical rate is increased, and it goes at 60 all the way up to 100%. So she's guaranteed a crit, assuming there is no crit resist, against opponents who happen to be stunned. Now, that means she's going to want to synergize with other heroes that stun. Now, fortunately, the sniper team actually does have quite a lot of heroes who have an ability to stun. So, for example, Bounty Hunter is one of these heroes. She has an attack that hits a column, and that has a column stun chance of 55% going up to 60. So you hit 2 opponents with a 60% chance to stun. So that's really, really nice. And actually, I think she's got another ability that stuns as well. I might be wrong. There's a skill here called Overload, and that actually just increases her hit, but that's actually nice, so it means it gets around dodge. So yeah, Bounty Hunter is worth considering on a team if you were going to use the new hero Timejumper. And in addition, Dark Shooter, who is one of the coolest stun heroes I think there is, because you can really choose who you go for, because she will hit the person who is in the front line in the same column as her, just like normal heroes do. But the cool thing about her is her stun chance, if you are using Maya, is 100% and cannot be resisted. So it's a guaranteed stun. So obviously, I would always use Dark Shooter if you have the advantage of speed. That means your team is more powerful, and you can go ahead and lock down an opposing Deadly Shadow or Time Guardian, stunning them, which means you're not going to get stunned in the process. And then you can follow up with a hero like Bounty Hunter and Time Jumper to go ahead and add some more stuns, and then Time Jumper, if she hits a stunned opponent, is going to go ahead and deal massive crit damage, which is really nice. So if I was going to order my heroes, I would go first Dark Shooter to get the early stun, or maybe put her in second depending on where your opponent places their Deadly Shadow or Time Guardian, but it's very likely the Deadly Shadow or Time Guardian will be placed in slot 1. So I would put Dark Shooter to target that opponent or whoever is the most problematic on the front line. Then in slot 2, I would put Bounty Hunter to go ahead and hit that central column, or if obviously Dark Shooter needs to hit someone in slot 2, you would put Bounty Hunter in slot 1. Either way, Dark Shooter and Bounty Hunter I would interchange between slot 2 and slot 1, and then finally in slot 3 I will put Time Jumper, because you've already had 2 chances to stun come before, so that when Time Jumper uses her active skill, she'll hopefully get more stuns and also deal a ton of damage to opponents who are already stunned. Now that is a huge investment into heroes that are focused around a sniper team. You can, in addition to that, add heroes like Butterfly Girl who can steal energy, and then suddenly you've got a lot of control going on. Stun plus energy steal will actually make your team quite formidable in PvP at the very least. Now, will this follow through into other game modes? Well, we have a bit of a problem. If you guys remember to fight in the battlefield against bosses and elites, there are 3 opponents, and that is just considered the front line. In those kind of matchups, heroes who stun and target the front line will be infinitely better, and in that case, it's Deadly Shadow and Time Guardian. So does Time Jumper power creep these 2 heroes? Not really, but she definitely has a use. Now, the weird thing about Deadly Shadow is Deadly Shadow only stuns if she crits. So what a lot of us choose to do is run crit resistance in PvP. This means that you reduce the chance that opposing Deadly Shadows are going to crit you, and Deadly Shadow, as I said, only stuns on a crit. So of course, if you're sending in someone like Deadly Shadow and you get crit resisted, then unfortunately Deadly Shadow is not going to stun. Time Guardian, on the other hand, way more consistent, as she has that 60% chance to stun. Really, really nice. If you can improve her hit, it reduces the chance you get dodged as well, so that's going to really help you. And honestly, you don't really need to run a Scythe Maya with this, which then raises me to my next point. You could legitimately run Time Guardian on a sniper team, adding even more to your stun. So you could run Time Guardian and Time Jumper on the same team. Now, that's where we start to get about some crazy ideas. And now we're talking about running Time Guardian in slot 1 instead of Dark Shooter. And then you can put Dark Shooter in there too, technically, if you wanted to get that guaranteed stun. You can add to that Time Jumper. You got Bounty Hunter. You could just have every single hero out there stunning. Further to this, you want to obviously get some energy feed, so Arcane Scholar, the second newest hero, can go ahead and do just that, and she's also going to protect you as well against some negative effects, so opponents trying to stun you might actually fail, so that's quite good. And all in all, it just results in a really interesting lockdown-style team, where actually stun seems like a really, really cool idea. Obviously, adding healers to that could be a good idea. Maybe you want to go run Sakura Dancer to remove stun from your team. Heck, you might even want to go ahead and run heroes that aren't playing into that kind of strategy at all. As I said, Butterfly Girl, wherever she is, for the energy steal. Before you know it, you've got a ton of control. It's a very fragile team. There's no healing there, but it's definitely a way to potentially run this new hero, Time Jumper. So what I like about her is she's allowed us to have good strategies revolving around a sniper team without making sniper team instantaneously busted. But given the fact that Arcane Scholar doesn't necessarily need Scythe Maya to do well, and given that heroes like Time Guardian, again, don't necessarily need Scythe Maya to do well, we could see the rise of maybe rifle teams pushing ahead with Time Guardian and Arcane Scholar in there to obviously provide energy feed and additional ways to stun. Now, if you crit with a Time Guardian, that will bump up your chance to go ahead and stun opponents. And really, all that she gets for a Time Guardian, if you go ahead and look, is just an added 10% chance to stun. This is one thing people forget, because if you go ahead and look at Time Guardian's skills, the active skill, really, it starts at 30% chance to stun and then gets buffed up to 40. That's it. It's just basically a 10% boost. So 90% chance to stun on the whole front line with Time Guardian. Add to that your other stun heroes. You got a pretty cool team. Let me know what you think about this hero in the comment section down below. I really, really like her. I think she's pretty cool, and I can't wait to try and build a team around her. Just, we've been struggling to get copies at the moment. Getting copies of her is fairly difficult. Even Legend Killer's struggling, so that could be a little bit of a pain. But then again, we could try this out on Legend Killer's account once he's finally got a copy and see just how this team does. Either way, folks, if you want to catch more Angel Legion content, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to check this game out, you can find it on the Google Play Store and on the App Store for iOS. I will see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, have a great week and happy idling.